Western Australia, a vast and diverse land of untouched wilderness, clear ocean waters, and majestic landscapes that inspire wondrous adventure. The soul of this dreamlike setting, Margaret River, is a slice of heaven along an idyllic coastline flush with breathtaking natural beauty and sweeping green vineyards. But even in paradise, pressure looms. The WSL Championship Tour arrives with the mid-season cut in full focus. For 1/3 of the world's best, the season ends here.
The pressure's going to be on like never before.
Dreams will be broken today.
Both icons and newcomers need results. Who will conquer the raw energy of main break, make the cut, and continue to compete for the Rip Curl WSL Finals? The stage is set for jubilation, heartbreak, and relegation at the 2023 Western Australia Margaret River Pro.
Good morning, everyone. We are here at stop number 5, the Western Australia Margaret River Pro, and we are anticipating getting competition underway on the first day of the event window as our surfers have enjoyed an incredible couple of days warming up to tackle this incredibly challenging wave here at Main Break Margaret River. And as you can see, Isabella Nichols on hand, and she dominated the contest last year, just saved her place on the CT. She might have to do it again. The current world number 1, Joao Juncker, is on hand. He's been putting in some fantastic surfing these past couple of days. We're really looking forward to some amazing performances in what will be a high-stakes event. There is so much on the line here. Of course, the cut is looming. The race for the Rip Curl WSL Finals continues. And we've got some very special guests to talk through everything coming your way today. Ronnie Blakey here on the Harvey Norman host set with Flick Parmentier, who joins the commentary team. Morning, Flick.
Good morning, Ronnie. I'm very excited to be here. Absolutely love my home state and looking forward to calling a couple of heats with you too.
Oh, it's going to be fun. And joining us once again, he's the wild card in the Wild West once again. Stace, how are you, mate?
Really good, thanks, Ronnie. How are you? Morning, Flick.
Good morning.
Mate, this is going to be a high-pressure event, Stace. Obviously, last year there was a lot of drama, a lot of controversy at the event, but some really inspired performances as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, funnily enough, similar surfers in that same position again, so I think they'll be drawing on that this week.
Isn't it amazing, though, to think that this time last year we had our current number 1 surfers on the leaderboard falling off the CT back to the Challenger Series, and that now they're coming here in that number 1 position.
Yeah, I guess that's just a real sign of, how hungry it made those surfers to come back and, fight for their spot. And, yeah, look at where they are now, both world number 1.
And let's take a look at where we are positioned at the moment. Of course, one of our favourite stops on the CT schedule. This place just always delivers felicity.
Yeah, we have travelled across Australia from Bells Beach to Margaret River, Western Australia. It's a beautiful part of the world. It's my home, and one thing you can guarantee when coming to Margaret River is powerful surf. The power behind these waves come from strong westerly winds from the roaring 40s. Margaret River has 2 potential contest sites. We've got Main Break and we have the Box. Yeah. The reason we get so much strong, powerful surf here is we've got this sloping continental shelf that falls into a deep ocean trench, which actually isn't too far off the coastline, which means that we get those strong, powerful waves.
Yeah, looking at the animations there, Stace, it kind of illustrates beautifully just how open Main Break is to all available swell. And it's kind of been really a very reliable stop on the CT and kind of helped redefine the way big waves are surfed.
Yeah, absolutely. I spoke to Gabriel Medina here a couple of years ago, and he said it was the biggest waves he's ever seen in a heat. And for someone of his calibre to say that, it just goes to show what this venue can bring us.
Yeah, well, we know we're going to see some heats, but let's get the official word on what's coming our way on the opening day of the event window. We'll check in with Kaipo. Morning, mate.
Morning, Ron. Here with Jesse Miley-Dyer, Chief of Sport. What's the call? the callers were on. So we're going to be starting at 7:35, and we're going to have the women on today. So we've got 2 rounds of women, the opening round and the elimination rounds, and it's a beautiful morning down here. We've got really nice waves, offshore, clean conditions. It's going to be a good round of action.
Gosh, it is beautiful out here. In planetary news, we have a solar eclipse about midday today. How is that going to affect the competition?
Look, I'm not sure if it's going to affect the competition or not, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of our surfers looking to get a couple of Instagram photos of it. I think it's a bit further north, the best spot to see it, but we're in an amazing place down here in WA, and to be able to have something like that and for us to get to check that out will be a cool thing.
There you go, Ron. First day of the waiting period, and it's on.
Oh, we love it, Kipes, and looking forward to your updates from out there in the water later on today. So, yeah, we do have that solar eclipse. I think Exmouth is the place that it's going to be the best to check that out. But it's going to bring a different energy once again to the opening day of competition here. But, yeah, it's going to be an awesome event. Looking at the Surfline forecast now, Stace, I know you've been keeping a close eye on this. We're going to see a variety of conditions.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think West Oz, as Flick alluded to, come here always going to get plenty of waves, but we've got to keep a close eye on it because much like Bells, the event before, and now here, it can change every day, but I think luckily enough for us, we've got plenty of action on the way.
We've had a bit of swell in the lead up to this opening day of competition, Flick. It actually has dropped off a little bit today, but it looks really clean out there at the moment.
Yeah, that's right, Ronnie. The couple lead-up days to this event have just been on fire. It's dropped off a little bit, but we've still got some beautiful waves on offer for the women today. A strong offshore, maybe, double overhead on the sets, and yeah, Margaret River, one thing is for sure, we're definitely going to see a lot of swell. It's just going to be about picking the eyes out of it with the wind, and one thing you can guarantee too, coming to Western Australia, there's going to be a lot of that.
Oh, I love that. Thank you for saying double overhead too, because I know you guys over here in the West, you kind of compare waves like our Hawaiian friends do, and seem to take a few feet off it. And yesterday we were surfing, and it was frightening. Some of the scariest 6-foot waves I've ever had to deal with. But as you can see, offshore conditions today and also tomorrow, but that swell is on the decline at the moment. But Stace, it's going to jump up again. Yeah, for sure. You saw plenty of energy on the map there, and Marg's main break and the box, they are sort of in the middle of the ocean, it feels like, to some of these other waves on tour that we surf. So we do need the wind to be in our favour, but definitely main break Marg's a bit more favourable to a few different options. Yeah, I also know that the forecast can change, so we'll be checking in with Surfline each day, because there's also looking like there could be some action at the back end of the window too.
Yeah, plenty of swell on the way, so very exciting.
Let's talk about some of the big stories coming our way at this event. Obviously, in a CT season, there's really like a few different narratives unfolding, but at stop number 5, the focus for us is going to be on this mid-season cut, and as you can see, we're taking the tour down to 22 men, 10 women. That's not a lot of spots, and the race is on to collect those valuable points, and we've got some big names below that cut line at the moment too, Stace. Yeah, absolutely. And even in and around the cut line, they're chasing packs, a lot of quality. Kelly Slater and Baron Mamia, to name a few. And then on the women's side, just inside the cut, you've got Stephanie Gilmore. So she's not safe at all. It's going to have to be a big event here for Stephanie. Yeah, I'm excited to see Courtney, actually, who is right on that bubble watch. She's obviously had so many great performances out here, and she'll be looking for another one. It's pretty much her staircase, isn't it? The name's on every second step, it feels like. Yeah, that's right. Oh, well, look, we've got so much more to dive into. As we mentioned before, there is some really big names, some greats, titans of the sport that are actually below that cut line chasing big results. In other news too, Jack Robinson sadly won't be competing here this year. We're going to have a chat about him. But stay with us. We've got more to come on Dawn Patrol. It's a beautiful morning here in the West. There's so much energy at this location, but there is going to be some energy missing from this contest. Jack Robinson withdrawing from the Margaret River Pro due to a knee injury suffered down there at Bells Beach. He has torn some cartilage in his knee, a meniscus injury. We're wishing him all the best. He's seeing specialists, I believe, over in Brazil, and hopefully he can get himself right for the next event. It's a massive disappointment for local fans. Luckily for them, there is still plenty of wildcards who've surfed their way through the trials and will be competing. But this guy is just a force. His improvement with his high-performance surfing the past couple of seasons has blown everyone away. The fact that he was able to overcome the amazing John Florence out here last year in the final. The breakthrough for a victory was massive. But you can speak to it. You must be proud of him. He's doing so well.
Yeah, I grew up with Jack, and he has just gone from strength to strength. And I think we can all see it. His mindset has just shifted another gear over the last year. And it's a bummer to see him out of this event, because this event is his bread and butter, especially out of the box. He's had so many amazing performances. So, I mean, he's made the right decision. He's already made the cut, and I think he's looking forward to that back half of the year.
Most definitely. Stace, from the moment we got off the plane, we were seeing the billboards of Jack on the way down here to Margaret River, and it's a tough one for obviously all the fans who wanted to see him surf, but a massive hurdle that's going to be missing from the draw for everyone chasing big results. Yeah,
definitely. And I know, Jack, those decisions, they don't take them lightly. You are allowed one throwaway in the first 5 events, and I think it's probably the smart thing for Jack to do. If he's not feeling 100%, the back half of the year is really where he needs to come home strong. And if he needs to miss an event here, albeit his home break, it's just what you got to do if you want to make that final 5.
Yeah, he's been up there with Chianca as one of the most dominant performers in the opening stages of the season. But let's go to the bottom end of the rankings now and take a look at what is going to be the big story unfolding here. The cut is looming. Bubble Watch is what it's all about. And as you can see, there's some big names below that cut line. And the big surprises for me, Kelly Slater, who has never been in this situation before, and also Kaloa Andino, who was a proven performer on the CT ranks. They need big finishes in this contest, Stace, to get above that cut line and get safe.
Yeah, absolutely. And, there's a bit of a buffer there with Miguel Pupo actually withdrawing from this event due to injury as well. So the next person down is obviously Kelly. And he's had some great individual waves here, a 10-out main break, plenty of good performances out the box here. But his last quarterfinal finish was in 2015. Oh, my goodness, how's that wave? So he's more than capable of a big result here. But I do think out of the 2 locations, he'd probably favour a few heats at the box this week.
Yeah, Kelly's hasn't had a victory here at main break, but he's had some of the standout performances in heats. We know he's been battling a bit of a hip injury for some time, a niggling injury, but I think he'll be inspired by this forecast.
Yeah, the forecast is looking really good, and we're guaranteed to have waves, which means lots of opportunity. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. He's determined. He
needs to get to a 9th place finish just to give himself a chance. Obviously, a lot of dominoes would have to fall in his favour to get above the cut line with a result like that. Quarterfinals, obviously, his chances of surviving the cut will improve with each of those bigger finishes, but you got to kind of back him, because I was having a look at just how many quarterfinals he's had in his CT career, 167. So, based on that history, Kelly's a good chance at turning in an inspired performance at this venue.
Hopefully 168 here for the GOAT.
Yeah, for sure. John Florence, we can't talk about the Margaret River Pro without touching on what he's been able to achieve here. You look at the statistics for him, they're remarkable. He's even had, stunning performances in events that he's had to pull out of here at main break due to injury. So this is a guy that's got this place dialed. I don't think it matters where the event is running.
He's the standout, whether we're out the front or across the bay. And I think he's one of those surfers who's equally excited no matter what venue we run at. And I think, in a way, I think the second last year is going to get him fired up for this year, which is a dangerous sign for his competitors.
Yeah, the surfing that he's done out here, it's sort of revolutionised the game in high-performance, big wave conditions. So really hoping that we see it get to that same kind of realm size-wise. But Isabella Nichols, she was one of those surfers that made a stunning run here last season to keep her place on the CT. She might need to do it again, and we'll be touching on her chances when we return from the break.
I've got a lot riding on this event.
Isabella down on the ratings, and she's got to win, doesn't she?
She's got to win. If it happens, it happens. If not, I'm so proud of everything that I've achieved already.
Isabella keeping her hopes and dreams alive here.
Into the finals with an opportunity to make the mid-season cut. Driving off the bottom.
Nice controlled carve.
Isabella Nichols is your 2022 Margaret River Pro champion.
Day 1 of the Western Australia Margaret River Pro, and we are going to get competition underway, starting with the women. And we've been getting the opportunity to reflect on the amazing performances which unfolded here last season. Isabella Nichols had to win the event to stay on tour, and she was able to do it. It was one of the coolest things I think we've ever seen in this contest.
Oh, absolutely amazing. Nerves of steel. I mean, to pull off almost the, impossible, it really is a big task. And to watch her do that and just see her keep progressing heat after heat was super inspiring.
I think that's what the cut has given us, Stace. It's given us those opportunities for surfers to stand up against all odds and achieve something incredible. And like Felicity said, I mean, to chase down a win is very difficult at this level. To chase down your first win when you need it and get the job done is remarkable.
Yeah, I mean, she said in the post-interview there, I think at the semis, I'm so proud of how far I've made it, but it's just remarkable that she could then go out into the final and sort of clear the mind and get the job done. It's just immense pressure.
And it was also a reminder, I think, that anyone can win on both these tours. If you can put it together, if you can bring your best, you can upset some of those, more dominant forces on the CT and get a piece of it for yourself.
And she paved the way there for Sophie McCullough, because she's actually gotten her first heat this morning. The two sunny coasters, they know when to win when they need it.
Most definitely. Looking forward to some big clashes. Of course, the rankings are so interesting on the women's side. I just think there's got to be conversations happening about increasing the numbers in the women's field, because there's just so many good surfers sitting below the cut line at the moment. But it is going to be great to watch it unfold. As you can see, the final five there, those surfers have basically put themselves in a great position to lock up a place for the back half of the year. Some of them already confirmed, but still a lot of places up for grabs within that top 10. And there is some seriously strong contenders for this contest sitting below that cut line. Some of the most experienced surfers that we've got on the CT.
Yeah, for me, I guess the name that stands out, she is above the cut line right now. That is Stephanie Gilmore. But look, it's not guaranteed. There's still a lot of surfing to be done. And, she did, almost not make the cut last year. She came back strong, made the cut, won at El Salvador. Here she is now, just absolutely tagging these waves. And yeah, it was an amazing performance that she had here last year at Margaret River.
Yeah, she can pull it out. She's had some really gritty performances lately, Steph Gilmore, none grittier than obviously her run at the Rip Curl WSL finals last season, but she did have great moments in the contest last year, Stace. So I think Steph is, for me, her chances, if the conditions are offshore, are maybe doubled of going on to win. If it's tricky and onshore and some of that rail turn strength is taken away from her, it sort of levels things up with less experienced competitors.
Yeah, absolutely. We know where Steph's strengths lie. It's on the open face. It's her style. It's her ability to read the wave and, just be one of the absolute best ever. And if the conditions are like what they are today for the rest of the event, her chances are really strong.
What are your thoughts, though, on just coming off the back of a world title moment? It's a longer off-season these days, but still there's so many responsibilities for a world champ media-wise and obviously a lot of extra attention. It sort of seems like it's taken a while for Steph to settle back into competition.
Yeah, and particularly the way that she did it. Like, it just made headlines all around the world. So she would have been really busy in the off-season. But funnily enough, I believe that Steph likes these situations. It almost gets to a point in her career where she probably needs to be in a position like this to get really fired up. If she was 2 wins in the bag and way out in front, I don't know how fired up she'd be.
Yeah, her motivation levels will be extremely high, and so will a lot of surfers in the mix, because it is qualification season for the Olympics. We're going to be touching on that after the break. Stay with us. You're watching Dawn Patrol.